So today we're going to be trying out a new recipe, which is from the Minimalist Baker, and it is a vegan shepherd's pie. Save the planet, people. It uses lentils. Lentils are a great source of protein. They even have more protein than some meats, I've heard. I believe that's verified by a scientific source. They're also very low in calories per lentil. They're very cheap, being the number one thing. We have been soaking the lentils overnight in this container. It's very important to always soak any dried lentils or dried beans that you use because it vastly reduces the cooking time. Otherwise, you'll end up with half-cooked beans in all your dishes, which is what we were eating all of last week, and let me tell you, it does not really agree with your stomach very well. So, always soak for at least 24 hours, and during that 24-hour period, make sure that you change the water that's in the beans at least once. So those are those. Step 1 to cooking. If you're a girl or you're a boy, a man with long hair, always tie your hair up. Julie Plum taught me that. Otherwise, even as careful as you think you're being, you will end up with hair in your food. Step 2 is wash your hands. So I will be doing that right now. This is particularly important in light of the coronavirus. Make sure you wash your hands for at least 20 seconds or sing happy birthday in your head twice. So now that that's done, what we're gonna do is start with the potatoes because the top layer of the shepherd's pie is gonna have mashed potatoes, so we should get those cooking first things. The recipe calls for 1.5 pounds. I've estimated this by eye, and it's about 1.5 pounds. So, we're gonna get a peeling. So now that those are all chopped up, I've just put some water on to boil back there, and I will put the potatoes in this saucepan. Add a little bit of salt. And then once that water's boiled, I will be putting those on the hob at the back. In the meantime though, I'm going to grab the next ingredients that we need. And for this, I will be getting my husband to come and help. We're going to do 1 onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and then some vegetables from the fridge. So now that you've finally got all your vegetables chopped, so we've decided to incorporate carrots, peppers, and marrows. These are actually marrows grown in the UAE. Very cheap, very delicious, very healthy. So I'd highly recommend if you're going to make a trip to Carrefour to get some UAE marrows, support the place that you live in. To make this stock, we're using organic, gluten-free vegetable stock. You can buy it here in Dubai at the organic shop, and it's pretty tasty. 1 cube and 500 mils of boiling water. So if we need 2 cups, that's exactly 500 mils. So we will be using 1 stock cube. So we've preheated the pan, and then we're just going to add a little bit of oil to that. I might just turn that heat up a little bit now. And then first things first, we're going to add the onion. rid of that. And then we're just going to let that cook a little bit until it caramelizes. So now that the onion has started to get a bit of color on it, I'm going to also add a little bit of water to the pan so that it doesn't burn. And then I'm going to add the garlic. We're going to add the rest of the vegetables to the pan. Just let them cook for a couple of minutes.
I'm just going
to add the lentils now. Then I'm just going to partially cover, almost fully cover that for 15 minutes. So, since we didn't really follow the recipe, it was very loose. We're actually just going to add some chopped tomatoes to the pan to try and thicken it up a little bit and add a little bit more flavor. So while the pot's just bubbling away behind me for that 15 minutes, we're just going to mash our potatoes. We don't actually have a masher, we have a ricer, because it actually makes your mashed potato a lot finer, and my husband likes it better, so that's what we have. So you basically just scoop a little bit of the cooked potatoes that we've drained, and then it works similar to a garlic press. An added bonus is that it helps build muscle because it's a little difficult to press it down. It gets easier. I think the trick is to not add too much potato at a time because otherwise it spills over as it is doing now. So I basically just showed you how not to do it. I'm gonna be taking less this time, just a few potatoes. Hopefully that overflow doesn't happen again. Oh, would you look at that? It's much easier to do when you have less in there. So that's what it looks like.
It's really important to make sure you're fed well while you're cooking.
So the last step in the process is assembly. So the pot's still hot, but I've got the pot right here, and what I'm just going to do is spoon that into our, spoon that and try not to spill most of it. Just move that a little closer into this dish. One thing I'm a little wary of is that the dish is too small. I'm just gonna put them all in. So this is not what I would recommend. This is what I'm gonna do. Basically fill it as far as it will go. And then balance the potatoes on top. Somehow. And hope for the best. What I've learned through this experience is that just do what you want. Yeah. Looking good. Next is the potatoes. I don't really know how to put these on.
Okay, so just place on there and make the general shape, and then we'll just.
We're gonna pop it on. So what I've come to realize is that we may have had too much filling and not enough topping. I did wash my hands. Just letting them know that I'm hygienic. Oh dear. This is an established cooking method. That was pretty good, actually. I'm very impressed by that. Whew. Whew. We almost lost it. Guys, I mean, after the mishaps and the, lack of measuring, lack of correct ingredients, kind of making it up as we went along, we loosely followed the recipe, but then we just, we went our own way.
I gotta go my own way.
But it is beautiful. It is like, I mean, you're gonna get some close up. Eric Simon, what are your thoughts on our vegan shepherd's pie? If you could please give it a rating out of 10 for looks, taste, time that it took to make, and would you make it again?
It's edible.
Alright, then looks out of 10.
10 until you cut it.
Okay, yep, fair. That's taste.
It's good.
Well,
8.
score out of 10. 8, okay. Time, efficiency.
3.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, don't worry, you don't need me. I was on the whole video. And you heard it here first, folks. That's the end of this episode, Cooking with the Simons. We hope you enjoyed. See you on the next adventure.